Hey guys, Marcy here, the Cranky Crafter. Welcome. It's Fodder Friday, and this week we're gonna do mushrooms. Mushrooms are super fun, and you can literally do them millions of ways. Like, it's endless the amount of shapes and sizes and doodles and embellishments and all that stuff that you can do. I have a few here that I did earlier. You can use any color. I mean, it's kind of like nature, right? I mean, it's nature, but nature is just, you can make it what you want it to be, because I think that it's infinite, the amount of mushrooms that you would see and what they look like and how big they are and all that kind of stuff. So that's what we're gonna do. It's super simple. I will be using some of these for Scrimping Mommy's challenge later, but today I'm just gonna actually use my Daniel Smith card that I have over here that you should be able to see part of anyway. And I'm just gonna be dabbling in different colors. I'm not really worried about the color palette. I can always, do that another time. This time I'm just kind of gonna play around and see what colors we can come up with and how it's gonna work together. I have my 8 round, and I have a little dish of water over here. Normally I would have, my palette all ready to go, but since I'm using this card, I'm just gonna kind of like drop colors on, drop water into the colors that are on this little palette. You may or may not be able to see, it's kind of in frame and out of frame. But we're starting with our 90-pound paper. That's all this is. Very inexpensive brand, because we're just going to cut it out. At least I'm going to cut it out. And you can do any shapes. So basically I'm just going to put my brush to the paper and kind of make what my brain sees as a typical mushroom shape. And you don't have to do typical. You could, you could come up with any shape, like Dr. Seussical looking, or, completely make believe. That's the great thing. That's what's so fun about this, is that you can make it how you want it. And then I'll probably drop in a little bit of color. So what we're gonna do is just make a whole series of the actual caps, and then we'll come back in and do the stems and everything once it's dried. I might have to, dry it, but we'll see once we get all the caps done. So are you guys having a good week? I'm still on my weekend. It's almost done. I've been getting some odds and ends chores ready. The house is quiet right now because the husband is playing basketball and the kid is at work. He works at a sub shop, and he's trying to get as many hours as he can this summer, because he wants to be able to furnish his apartment. Will never understand why they make unfurnished apartments at campuses, college campuses, because who wants to be dragging around couches and beds and all that stuff? Like in the dorm, you know, obviously it was all supplied, but almost all of the apartments that he looked at were unfurnished. I don't know, that just surprised me. So we'll see how that works out when it comes September time and it's time to move him over there. We might have to rent a U-Haul or something. I don't know. I mean, because he's going to need to take his bed and his desk. I'm kind of just making little curly bits on the bottom here. And then we can decide, you know, do we want to sketch around that, or we'll see when it's dry how we want to do it. Yeah, so he's got his bed and his desk, and he wants to take this sofa sleeper that we have that we never use anymore. We used it frequently, you know, when the kids were younger and they would have sleepovers or whatever. But now it just kind of sits up there, and it's upstairs. And so Sean and I, my husband and I have both said, you're welcome to take it. If you're going to take it, you're going to need to enlist the help of your young friends to carry that down the stairs and into the trailer, because this mom is not doing that. Or the dad, just to be clear. We have surpassed our days of moving extremely heavy furniture. All the times that, you know, we had to move, and we don't really want to do it again. So you can use any size of brush you want here. I would suggest probably like a 6 or an 8 at least. And I don't know that I'd go more than a 10, but I mean, you know, you could if you wanted to. No rules. Some of these are the first time that I'm seeing the colors, and they're so vibrant. I really like that. Really like it. Let's see. I wonder if we do like we could do a double. So this is kind of, I just made like a gumdrop shape. Do you remember when we did the cone flowers? And we kind of just made little gumdrops for like the top of the flower. I'm gonna see if I can make like a double. I don't know if that's gonna work out, but I'm gonna try it. It's gonna look silly right now, but hopefully when we get the stems on, it won't look as silly. Maybe it still will. And then we'll deal with that when it happens. That's very vibrant. I kind of want to see, I don't see really any like orange on here. Maybe this one's orange. Oh, it says burnt orange. It's quinacridone burnt orange. I have no idea what quinacridone is, but it makes the colors so vibrant when you use it. I don't know if it's like okay, this reminds me of like, what's that stuff that you put on to like clean cuts? Iodine? Or no, that's not right, is it? Mirror chrome? What? I don't know what I'm saying. It's like that, like red kind of stuff. And did it hurt? I don't remember. It probably did, and I'm repressing. That's probably what happened. And I'm just dropping in some color while it's still wet. We'll see what happens when it dries. Let's do another one of those little fun ones. It's like an upside down mushroom. How about green? These colors are not all working together. That's okay, because they'll be used for different things. You could make a whole slew of these and put them on the fronts of cards. You could, if you wanted. That would be fun. That's kind of Halloween-y. Halloween-y. All right, let's do one more. What one should we do? Another one of these little tall guys? Okay. I thought that's maybe what you said, so I'll do it. This is going to be like a blue color, maybe? Soda light. Soda light. That's probably not at all how you pronounce that. So now this compared to last week's where we did the wet on wet. So this is wet on dry. You definitely have more control over where your paint goes in this technique compared to the other one. But the other one is magic. Can't even see that on there. I don't even know what color that is. I should have swatched these. Should have, but I didn't. Can't really see that either. Oh, a little bit. That's pretty. It's kind of muted. All right. I'm going to set this to the side and I'm going to dry. So I'll be right back. Okay, so thoughts from Marcy as I'm drying. I should have staggered these because these are going to have very short stems, or I should have moved it up. So learn from Marcy's mistakes and leave enough room for your stems. I'm a great teacher. I am a professional. This is a new fancy pen that Laura over at the Half-Ass Crafter sent me. And I used it in these other ones and it was very nice. I couldn't tell you anything about it other than it's a 0.35 and it's black. That's it. That's all I know. So what we're going to do now is basically make it look somewhat like a mushroom. So we're going to make little stems and then we're going to outline. And then if, you know, add some, well, of course, dots, but also some lines in certain places just for embellishments. Yeah, so that's what we're going to do. Let's see. Yeah, okay. So again, this could be any way. You could do any stem on any one of these mushroom caps. And it would be fantastic. I promise. So I'm going to just come in and make that like that. And then I'm going to just come around. And you know, I like to do it twice. Just kind of makes my heart happy when I do it twice. And then for the stem, I like to put like a little bit of lines there, just for like some added texture and like shadow. Right? That's easy peasy. And then this one is gonna have a very short stem. It's okay. It'll be a little bit top heavy. It'll be a little bit top heavy, but it's all right. It's all right. It's okay. And I think I'll do this one like this and maybe come around like that. And then I'm gonna just do like little lines. So what are those? They would be called like gills. Mushroom gills. Are those a thing? They are now. There's probably a very scientific name for them, but I have just dubbed them mushroom gills. And just holding my pen very loosely and outlining. If that was a mushroom in real life, it might be leaning, just a little lean to it. It's okay. Can lean all at once. Let's see, what do we want to do for this one? Maybe we want to just do like this. And your lines, you know, they don't have to match up with where you put your sketch marks. In fact, I kind of like it like that. I like the little bits of white open space. And you could make these teeny tiny, like if you wanted a bajillion of them, because really, I think they do have bajillions of them. And then a little stem. We'll come in, put a little bit of lines there like that. That's fun. Okay, so this one, let me see, do I have one like that? It's kind of like an upside down guy. That's kind of how I made it anyway. And then I made this like little frilly, it's not frilly, but this like little collar. Do mushrooms have collars? I can't know, but this one does. So just kind of gonna make this little flare thing like that. And this is gonna have a very short stem. I probably shouldn't have done that because it's gonna be even shorter than it should have been. It's okay. I should have just not done the collar on this one, but it's there now. It's there and we like it. Okay, so for this one, I'm trying to think how I did it. How did I do this? I think I kind of did like a little curve like that. And then I kind of made little curvy lines. They don't have to be curvy, but that's kind of what I did. And then I did it the other way from this side till they kind of met in the middle. Yeah, this is completely out of proportion, but it's okay. Do as I say, not as I do. Because next time I would definitely leave more space to have a longer stem. In fact, if you were going to put this, you know, on a whatever, art journal spread or whatever, you could leave this bit off and draw in the stem if you were in a situation such as this, where you feel like it's not big enough. Okay, this is going to be a double one. So, yeah. Do you think I'm going to know how to do this? I guess we'll find out. So first I'm just going to outline the cap. Yeah. And then maybe, what if we did like this way and then this way? So they're like kind of together. Okay, I can't know. Like that. I don't know about that, but that's what we got. I think it needs to be a little bit wider there. I think this one would look cuter if it had, not cuter, but when you put it somewhere, I would do like something like that on the bottom, you know? So it doesn't look like it's just there in the middle of nowhere. I mean, it is kind of there in the middle of nowhere, but you know what I mean. And then let's do this for this one. You could really go kind of crazy with these embellishments and doodles. Yep, I like that. And then like this, give it a little that. And something else, you know, like if you didn't want to do all of this sketching, you could just make your stem with watercolor if you wanted. That would totally work too. I mean, I've done them like that before. I just kind of like the way these look. All right, okay, so this one is gonna be a little bit similar to that. And would we do something like that? Then like that. I can't say that I've ever seen a mushroom like this. Maybe I have. I'm sure they're out there. Okay, let's try this again. So we're gonna make this little collar thingy. And then we'll do that. Then like that. Okay, one more. I like this blue one. This one reminds me of Halloween a little bit because it's like green and black. They all turned out pretty. Okay, we'll just put regular old stem on that one. And then with any of them, you could add this little shadowy bit or whatever that is. I don't know really what that is. And right here, I'm just kind of making scribbles. I'm not even making straight lines or like single lines, just scribbles. Okay. Now let's come in with some color, some embellishment stuff. Oh boy, do we want to try to like draw around these little dots? That's fun. You could color this white, the white ones in. I kind of want to leave them like that. That's fun. And then we could do bigger ones on this one. You could also come in and do splatters. Because, you know, splatters, they make everything better. What's that? It's a hair. This is literally whatever tickles your fancy. Can you say that on YouTube? I just did. This one, just doing some little random shapes. Like that. See, I could do this all day. I don't ever want to stop. That's enough. Okay. These little bitty ones, they're cute. Let's do like, and then we'll color these in. That's kind of fun. What if we do gold on that one? You think? Nope, it's not even coming out. Can't really see that. Can't really see it. It blends in too much with the actual color. And what do you think, white on this one? Let's do some white ones. You could probably even come in and draw around those if you wanted when it was dry. But I've made that mistake doing it before it's not dry, and so I'm not going to do that again. Okay. I won't cut them all out because I've kept you guys captive here for quite a while. So let's see. Cut out. We'll cut out these. Want to cut out these? You could get as close, you know, as you want to the black bits. Whoa, kind of went up kind of high on that one. There. Look how cute that is. That's a cute little bugger. Have both dogs in here. Ivy decided that she needed to sit where Gidget was sitting, and so she took Gidget's spot, and Gidget now is on the floor. That happens a lot. Ivy is, or at least thinks she is, the boss. This one is a wee little stem. It's a little bit vertically challenged, such as myself, so I understand. I understand your plight, little mushroom. he's a little bit top heavy. And I do, is this dry? I do think that would look good with this around. Or we could do little polka dots inside there. I feel like it needed something else besides just the white. I have no idea if these pens are permanent, so I guess we'll find that out. Okay, that's fun. We had a fantastically cool weekend in regard to the weather, and now it's going to get back up into the hundreds. So the chickens will be displeased. And they will make sure I know all about it. And they probably won't give me any eggs. And I can't really blame them, because it's miserable when it gets that hot. All my cool weather crops are pretty much done, although I have yet to see any broccoli on my broccoli plants. And now that it's going to be that hot, I'm beginning to wonder if I'll ever see any broccoli on my broccoli plants. So there we go. We've got it. We did it. Little mushrooms. Any shape, any size. It's look at that little guy. He's fun. This color is kind of cool. It's like too close. Brown and blue and black kind of. I'm just learning about granulated watercolors, and that's saying something strongly, learning, because I don't really know much about them or what exactly, like, how they work. But I think it kind of separates the colors a little bit. Anyway, that's a lesson for another day. We made mushrooms on Fodder Friday, and we'll use them somehow another time. So if you guys think about it and you're here, you're watching my videos, please hit the like and subscribe, because it's easy and it helps, and I would appreciate it immensely. And I'll see you next time.